Ever wondered what it really takes to push a Porsche 911 to its absolute limit on a world famous track? Join me as I throw myself into the intense Porsche Performance Training at Hockenheimring. This isn't just a joyride, it's a raw, unfiltered look at mastering precision driving and overcoming serious challenges behind the wheel of a beast. If you haven't watched my last video about the Porsche Precision Training, now is the best time to do so, as that is a prerequisite for this 2-day long performance training. I'll leave a link in the description for that video. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my travel journey as well as my experience as a Porsche 911 owner, as I plan to drive it daily and drive it across the US, exploring each state. Now back to the training. There are 2 types of the performance training offered, so make sure you're paying attention. The first one is done entirely on the Experience Center track, both for day 1 and day 2. The second one is a combination of the Experience Center track on day 1 and then the former F1 GP track Hockenheimring on day 2. These are the dates for 2026 and these are the prices. So make sure you're signing up for the one you want. Just like the precision training, you can also participate in your own Porsche. Now, I did my precision and performance training back to back over a weekend. So going in, I had 4 goals. To understand the car, be comfortable driving it, which I checked out with the precision training, learn how to drift, and walk away with the confidence that I can be a race car driver, which I accomplished with the performance training. Day 1 consists of section training and guided driving on the Experience Center track. Similar to the precision training, it went from 8:15 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. with a 1-hour lunch at 12 p.m. served at the restaurant, which was included. The training is divided into 30 to 40 minute sections with 5 to 15 minute breaks in between. The intensity was much higher compared to the precision training. It mostly consists of drifting exercises and guided track time. We went on the track 3 times and each time it was different as they divided it into 2 sections initially, which were very intense, and at the end we did the entire track. Our training was a little bit unique as it rained in the afternoon, so we drove on the track while it was still really pouring down, which was a little bit of a bummer initially as you can't really go hard, but on the positive side, I got to experience the wet mode and also drive on the track while it was wet. Given that it was November, it got dark around 5 p.m. So we got to drive the track with no light and while it was still wet. So add that to the uniqueness of this experience, and this was just day 1. We concluded the day with a dinner at the restaurant at 6 p.m., which was included as well. Now on to day 2. Remember how I said it rained on day 1 afternoon? So no surprise, we came to a wet GP track the next day. Day 2 is entirely on the track. You start off with a guided driving with the instructor leading the group. And later in the afternoon, you get a helmet and you get to go on the GP track for free driving. We started very slow as sections of the track were still wet and it was hard to build up the momentum. Until later in the morning, after the sun came out and dried out much of the track. Then we really got to push the cars. My fastest lap was 2:06, which was great given this was my first weekend on the track and with the 911. Although I was the weakest link in my group in my Carrera S, so the instructor had me right behind him because I couldn't keep up with the GTS and GT3 and the GT3 RSs when I was the last one in the group. In the afternoon, right before the free driving, the instructor will take each person out for a shadow lap. This is where he follows right behind recording your performance. The instructor then sends you the recording with voiceover.
Was still good, but now we are
if you're new to the track like me, it will be full of mistakes. This was a great tool as I thought I did well, but watching his perspective, I realized I could have done so much better. Unfortunately, we never got to do the free driving because it rained really hard more than it did on day 1, but we got really good laps early on in the day, so we didn't lose much there. Instead, our group asked we skip the GP track time and go drifting in the rain. The Experience Center circuit was occupied with other visitors that day, attending one of the many experiences offered. So it was back to GP track for us. We tried waiting it out a bit, but it didn't seem to slow down, so we ran to our course and went out to the track in the heavy rain. Just as we started the first lap, someone from another group in front of us hit a pool of water and spun out. Fortunately, no one got injured and no serious damages. We immediately got the red flag and we exited the track. Now, drifting in the rain sounded like a much better plan, so our instructor and management figured out a way to make it work for us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button